EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the world's steel capital in the city of bridges, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Acrisure Stadium. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the Miami Dolphins and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The kicker, Chris Boswell, has it ready to go, and we are underway from Pittsburgh. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And they'll begin by running the option. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. Well, that's what he can do, when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop him.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down.
Boy, no problems getting down the field here on this opening drive. They've looked really sharp in the early going, and they've come up with some big plays already. Here's another that's going to set up first and goal.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it, incomplete.
This is where good coaching and execution come into play, because down this close, you absolutely don't want to turn it over. Good job keeping that in mind as he escaped, bought time, and decided throwing it away was his best option.
Again, he'll drop to throw. That's complete to his running back, Herbert. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's third and goal. They'll look to throw again. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. From 3 yards out. And the Dolphins are on the board here first in the season opener. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Pickett leads the Steelers up here with a fresh set of downs at their own 26. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Back to throw, Pickett. Johnson's got it complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. But Pickett finding Johnson there. First down, Steelers.
Well, partner, that's the start that you want right there. And you know he spent the entire offseason throwing hundreds, I'd probably say thousands of passes, getting ready for that moment. The first throw of the new season. He's dreamed about it, thought about it, and now it's out of the way.
1 for 1, a lot more to go. Off the play fake, here's Pickett. He's got this to Pickens. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Give him 32 on the play.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. On the counter, Hunt. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Credit him with her. There to make it 2nd and 9. Pickett gonna bootleg it. Rolling to his right. On the run. He'll let this go deep right side. And now off to the races down the right side. The 30, 10, 5, and he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Well, that's what you get, apparently, when you try to take on a Pro Bowl cornerback. And what a play there to make the interception and also bring it back for 6.
And he is so good that we've seen teams absolutely stay away from throwing the ball at him. Here, he's just reading the quarterback's eyes the entire way, makes a great play on the football, and turns it into 6.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Taking it about the 1. On the return, Tremont Smith. And he returns this to the 22.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They had the auspicious beginning to the season, a first drive turnover. Now they'll try. And a loose football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Do you remember in preseason we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. On 1st and 10, it's Herbert. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down.
And he's got his tight end, Gesicki, in the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They run the play fake. Here's Pickett. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. It's caught inside the 25. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 72 yards. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield. They'll try to run with Hunt. Yeah, he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Kareem Hunt taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Steelers get a bit closer. Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it all.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done? But they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Now, right now, they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Now Herbert to start the drive. Room here to run. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That good for 22 and a first down. I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you can hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a seal here and a seal here, and we run this play right in the alley.
It's Dolphins football here as we begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Okay, great.
A handoff for Herbert. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That's what I'd like to see out of this defense. A little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. But they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
On 2nd down, a run with Herbert. And he'll get this pretty close to a first down as he's tackled at the Steelers' 29. 40 yards rushing for him now to this point.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Got a man. It's Waddle, complete. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jalen Waddle, 29 yards. And the Dolphins take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Jason Sanders to kick off for one.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
And the catch made by Johnson. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Off play action. Pickett. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Dolphins are in great shape here as they take over at the 46-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. Starting on the ground with Herbert. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football. Herbert once more.
And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 56 yards rushing for him in this first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
This offense in mid-season form here in the opener. It's 1st and 10. Here's a give to Herbert. And he gets it down to the 32. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Here's Herbert. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. The Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he's got his tight end, Gesicki, in the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins. A great play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Dolphins continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And this is going to be a Steelers first down as he gets it up past the 35.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And he'll get 2 or 3 out of that one as that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Now Pickett will look to pass it. And this is incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Pickett now from the gun here. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
You certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time, completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake at the ball and knock it free.
They'll run here with Herbert. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. On play action, they'll throw. Open man downfield is Waddle. He's got it. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Now Herbert. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Dolphins will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Well, it's only week 1, CD, but right now this offense, they look in mid-season form.
And what we're seeing is the benefits of all their dedication in the offseason. OTAs, mini camps, preseason, you name it, they did it. All that work in preparation, we're seeing them play really well right now. They're making it all pay off.
Sanders now to add the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half.
Makes the score Dolphins 42, Steelers 7. Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive as they take over with exactly 1 minute to go. A good game there on first down. That run will get them 7 up to the 32-yard line.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They run again with Hunt. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Now after the run by Hunt, here's 1st and 10. Pickett sets up play action. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Noah Igbinoghene. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A gain of 31 yards. First down, Dolphins.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Flush to his right. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Let's give a little credit to the defense on that one. They resisted quite well, and that pass fell incomplete. But this ball game for him, that's just a momentary speed bump. He's played awfully well throwing the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. He sets to fire deep, and it's knocked away and incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
The kick by Sanders is good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead. So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way into field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it, so they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides will be thrilled with that.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Pickett swings this out for Hunt. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
Usually the offense has an answer to anything a defense throws at them, including a safety valve. And that's what they did on that play. They went there, but the defense still made an excellent play and held them to no gain.
They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Pickett now to throw off the play fake. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. The Steelers send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. 98 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I loved one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, "I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along."
This one taken in by the former Baylor Bear, Jalen Hurd. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold or did they rough the quarterback? Okay, so roughing the passer, and I've got to imagine that's the last thing you want to see week one is your quarterback taking an unnecessary hit.
I think you're exactly right about that. You hate it any week, but boy, are you on target. This is just depending on him to take him through 17 games, so you definitely can't let him get hurt right now.
Throw to the right, taken in by Hurd. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple. Another completion there, and we think back to the draft in the spring. This franchise essentially handing him the keys to the operation, a top 5 pick. Charles, how ready do you think he is?
I think he's ready for the NFL in terms of size, speed.
And he's going to bowl his way into the end zone for the Dolphins score. It's their quarterback scoring on the 2-yard keeper. And the Dolphins have got it on cruise control. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Steelers 7. Jason Sanders to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Extra point put through by Boswell. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded inside the 5. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Still comfortably on top, third quarter as they start things here with a 1st and 10. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Hey, they made no bones about it. They wanted to throw this rookie right into the fire, see what he could do. He shows what he can do there.
And you have to really put the time and effort in because playing a receiver in the NFL is a difficult task.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Alex Highsmith making the nice play and getting the sack.
He saw the pressure and he got out, but he never got upfield. And the defense, they took full advantage of a rookie mistake there. They were able to add a big loss on the sack.
They're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. He'll look to throw. They're going deep for Hill. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill, 42 yards. And the Dolphins extend their lead yet again. Sanders on for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
On second down, right back to Hunt.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
A throw left side, caught by the tight end Freiermuth. And he will have a Steelers first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
I got kicked out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
He finds his man Johnson. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down. It's got to be so tough having the ball in the middle of the field like that, knowing that a linebacker is just waiting to make a big tackle like we just saw.
No doubt about it, because offense coordinators love to call plays to send receivers into the middle of the field. And linebackers, they want to naturally discourage those plays from being called.
2nd and 4. Now Pickett. Pickens is there on the crossing route. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
He's up to 70 yards receiving now as that last catch gets him a first down. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Handoff up the middle, Hunt. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
James Daniels, the guard, called for the penalty there. Pickett right back to the air again.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. The 20. 5. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping to hold a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap 1.
Steelers 14. Jason Sanders to kick off for.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. These fans just kind of beside themselves right now. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
On 2nd down, right back to Hunt.
He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
This offense so far on third down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 133 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Charles, you look at that run, and in your garrulous and loquacious manner, how would you break down the Nick Dynasty that occurred when that was bounced outside? It was almost Machiavellian, wasn't it?
The capricious dichotomy of their play calling is almost a non sequitur. And Brandon, I have to say, my friend, the ubiquitous cacophony of your ostentatious, sycophantic ramblings have left me in a state of ennui.
Do you always have to one-up me? I thought I was bringing the thunder. I had to look those words up all morning, and then you do that. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They'll run again with Hunt. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Here's Pickett. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
Well, it's an old chestnut, but let's face it, offensively, they've got to have some pride here because this has been a worst-case scenario all game for them. Keep putting in the effort, keep trying to keep your quarterback upright, and get through the end of this one as quickly as possible.
And now the punt team couldn't get ready in time, and this is going to be a delay. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Now Hill to return it. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And out will come the offense as they take over. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like that. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Alex Highsmith in there to get him once again. That's 2 sacks for him now here on opening day.
I wonder if they're wandering back to the huddle thinking to themselves, can we just hit rewind and go back a play? Definitely not the down they wanted to begin this drive by giving up a sack. But for the defense, that's exactly how they drew it up.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. Just a pickup of a yard there. That won't help too much. They're left with a 3rd and forever now.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because
and he is not going to get away. The rush was too strong, and this is going to wind up a safety.
At this point, I think it's a surprise when he isn't close to being sacked on a passing down. The amount of times he's hit the deck today, I think a lot of us are reading safety before they even took the snap. Simply a merciless pass rush every step of the game, and that rush earns a crowning achievement there.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Pickett back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Javon Holland. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll go again with Herbert. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
They'll try the option on third down. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. They're going to look to throw. Looking right sideline, that's complete. And he will have a Dolphins first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. They'll go option to the short side. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1 and one of our early window games here in Week 1.